Seventh grade school teacher Kim Foley is an amazing example of how digital technology brings instruction into the 21st century classroom. Her classroom allows students to combine the internet and laptops for a unique learning experience.
And you are going to be using number 4 square on the BlendSpace. It's a PowerPoint, and that's where you're going to get all of your answers for your papers on your notes. These are really the only set of notes that you're taking for World War I. It's a good way for us to review. We didn't use it for review today. We used it for an introduction today after we read the play, so you know a little bit about what's going on. Very good.
Her social studies classroom is a pilot study for Rockingham County Public Schools as they study a digital conversion in the near future.
When this comes up, click on it. Okay, now you should be able to. What we're finding out is that the more the teachers use a certain skill or a cool tool, we call them, it spreads like wildfire. Then all the teachers want to know, how can we do this? How can we incorporate it in class? And the easiest way to start is with Kahoot, and then that gets them excited. Even old people like me, then you find it's easy to use in the classroom. It's something that the kids are receptive to, and you don't mind doing it again and again and again. So Kahoot is a big quiz game that we use, and I can use that to introduce a lesson. I can use it to review. We can talk about geography. We can do current events. We also use it at Christmas time. So I made up some Kahoot Christmas games, and they just loved it because they were talking about traditions. And so countries that were involved in World War I, let's see if you can identify them. Notice the surroundings. You're looking at bodies of water, looking at capital cities. The capital of this is Paris.
No idea.
We can adjust the time on this. Right now the students have 20 seconds to make sure that we've got all the answers. France was the correct answer. Notice that we have 13 of you got it right. We got 6 of you that weren't quite sure, so if we go back and look, what would have given it away? Well, you've got the capital of Paris, Atlantic Ocean, up here is the English Channel, over here you got Germany. I am having fun. It's not the traditional pilot that you see maybe in the other parts of the county, because I am sharing the pilots with Al Rulifson, who is also the 7th grade social studies teacher, and we've developed a plan where we have it for 2 days, and then we give it to the other person for 2 days. So I have it for an even odd or odd even, whatever I'm leading with, and then I give it to him. So we can make our lesson plans accordingly. We started out thinking, and that's the first thing you do is, what am I going to do with these? And so you start looking at your lesson plans completely differently, because everything is now geared to, am I going to have the laptops this day, or am I not going to have the laptops? And if I do have the laptops, then I can do completely different things. I can approach something a little bit differently, a little bit more creatively than I couldn't before. They're using ThingLink, which takes a picture from like a document picture. Take a primary document picture, and then I can put video on there for them. I can have them go to a website and research something. They can do crossword puzzles online. They can do journals online. So it takes things and consolidates for me without having all the paperwork. And some of the things are the same, but then we've got a whole new bunch of tools that give us instantaneous response. The kids seem to be very, very engaged. They appreciate being able to do things in a more creative way, not just cutting and pasting, not just sorting on their desktop, but being able to manipulate things on the screen. They can do things a little bit more at their own pace. So today when they were taking notes, they didn't have to wait for everybody in the class to finish a page before they went to the next set of the notes. I could give them a layout of what we're going to be doing all day and turn them loose. And they can just go from one activity to another, and all the instructions are there for them on the laptop. So I'm one of those teachers that's an immigrant into technology, and so some things are a little bit harder for me to grasp. And the kids are learning a lot of tools, I'm learning a lot of tools, and sometimes we have to even go back and go, what was that again? I used it 3 months ago, but I forget how to do it. And they're very patient with me. And there'll be some times when we were using the iMovie back in December and trying to create iMovie projects that I was just lost. And they were very good about helping each other and cluing me in.
That's a magic moment in education, when the students take possession of their learning and it becomes a collaborative walk with both of you.
Yes, they're invested, very much invested in the class. And I think they enjoy coming to class. The Google Docs the teachers are using to share information that we're creating back and forth, back and forth. We are also asking the students to create things and send them back to us, like slide presentations. We're also using the forms in Google Docs to create quizzes so that it can grade it for us and then gives us a spreadsheet and tells us what questions were missed and how the students did on those. They're using Google Draw to help come up with placemats as a culminating activity for World War I. So they have to put certain things in certain spots on the placemat. Some of them are pictures, some of them are definitions, some of them are cause and effects, like you saw them cutting out today. No, I would not like to go back, but that's only because I'm having so much fun. You know, after 36 years, things can get pretty old and you're doing the same thing over and over, and this is exciting. This is seeing the kids' face light up. This is, oh, I didn't know that. Well, let me go check it out. Where can I find this out? This is them creating things, much more involved. You don't see people slacking back in their chairs and their eyes rolling back in their head. They are into it. It's almost like starting over because you're writing the lesson plans again with the goals, same goals, but now how am I going to achieve that with this technology? How can I make the best use of teaching my students in a more modern fashion? But there are other days where I'm just like scrambling. How can I do this? Like this morning, I was on my phone with my daughter. How can I make sure that this works? You know, checking with Alice, checking with all the ITRTs. They're very, very good, the ITRTs, about coming in and supplying with me with information, teach me how to do a new tool. It's awesome. We've got a great support here.
Is it fun?
It is fun.